Welcome to the Inside Man podcast. I'm your host, Tim Martinez. The lesson for this show is ethics. We all have our own level of ethics. We all have things that we consider to be ethical, and those things that we consider to be ethical, in many cases, are different than what the next man believes to be ethical. But we always need to stick to our level of ethics. It's like, I tell my kids, if you feel something is wrong, it probably is wrong. If it's not resonating well with you, there's a reason. Now, the world of ethics, it can get a bit gray. One person might think it's okay to charge X amount of dollars for a service, and the other person feels that maybe that's overcharging or undercharging, and they feel somewhat of an ethical dilemma around it. These are the gray areas of ethics in business, but you got to go with your gut on this one. Why is that? There's a lot of money out there to be made all the time, and it's not how much you make, but how you make how much you make, if that makes sense. Do you want to make a lot of money by getting one over on your fellow man or woman? Probably not. Do you want to take advantage of people when you know it's wrong? Probably not. Do you want to work in an organization that has unethical practices, but yet, you're just a cog in the wheel and you overlook the unethical practices of this company that you work for? Again, probably not. So, ethics are really important because it helps you get closer to the work. It drives you when you're working in an environment where you're fully connected to the mission and the vision of the company, and you buy in and you feel good about the work that you're doing. It is definitely something to be mindful of. In my own career, many times, I've taken assignments where I said, you know what? I'm not so sure we should be doing this project for this client. Maybe they're a little too early or what have you, and the people in my unit at that time, especially when I was younger, were like, no, it's fine, let's do it. And then you get halfway through the project and the project falls apart, and you realize you're like, I told everyone, I had a feeling we shouldn't have done this. Now that comes with wisdom and age. Now at this point, I can look at a project and say, nope, not gonna do it. I have some foresight, because it just doesn't sit right. So there's things in your life, it doesn't matter how young or old you are, you want to move ethically through life. You want a successful life, build an ethical life. I've had this one business partner for many years, and I always reference her, and I say she's quite frankly one of the most ethical folks I've known, because I've seen her turn down many assignments, many projects, and lots of dollars simply because she felt it was wrong. And that was her measure of what right and wrong was. But you can sleep well at night. My grandfather used to say, there's no amount of money for a good night's sleep. And that's true. You want to be able to put your head down on your pillow at night, know that you did good work throughout the day, and that you're going to wake up the next day and do even better work. You don't need to get one over on someone else. You don't need to take advantage of people because you can. That's not the way to build a successful business or a successful life. So ethics are important. They're important in marriage, they're important in friendships, and they're definitely important in business relationships. This goes back to an earlier lesson about, being your brand, and that you are a brand, and being mindful of your brand. If people can look at you and think, this guy, he's just a salesman, he's a charlatan, he's just trying to take people's money, he doesn't really want to do good work, he just wants the deal. And that's not a good brand. It's not a good brand to have. But if people look at you and they say, this person cares about the work they do, about the people they work with, they would rather do good work than make a lot of money, quote unquote. And they always do great work, and they always cut me a fair deal. Yeah, that's where you want to go. That's who you want to be. And it doesn't mean you can't become wealthy or successful. That's a misnomer. It's built up by Hollywood. You look at all the movies with people like, Ari Gold or these individuals, Gordon Gekko, Wolf of Wall Street, you know? It doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of people out there that run clean, ethical businesses, and they make a boatload of money. So you get to choose who you want to be and how you want to operate in business. And again, remember, your level of ethics, what you consider to be ethical, may be different than the next person. And that's fine. You can have disagreements about what is ethical and what isn't, but you should always move in the direction that sits well with you, because that will resonate with the people around you. It's funny, I actually had someone the other day call me ethical this last week. And they said, I like working with you because you're always ethical. And I never even thought about that. It never even crossed my mind. And I was like, wow, okay, cool. I like that. I like hearing that. But that comes from building a relationship with this individual for about a decade and doing tons of work with them. And, through the grace of God, they saw something in me and let me know it. And that's the driver for this lesson, because it feels good to work ethically, to be an ethical person. So I would define that as looking out for someone first before yourself. Always offering the right amount of value for the right amount of work. Not being taken advantage of. Charging a fair wage for a fair product. Making sure that you're always over-delivering. Going above and beyond. If someone gives me $2, I want to give them $10 back in value. It also comes along with providing thoughtful, insightful guidance, being wise, being someone that other people can rely on, asking what's right, what feels right, trying not to offend people, trying not to take advantage of people. This is how you move ethically. So that's it, insiders. You want to build an ethical practice, build an ethical life, work in an environment that matches your level of ethics, and don't push against it. And you will build a successful life if you just keep putting one foot in front of the other ethically. So get out there, enjoy your week, be an ethical human, and do some great work. Thanks.